Hello everyone, this is, I guess I'll call myself Cave Plant. I don't know how longer I'm going to be bred from the dimension of frosted plants. um, Anyways, this is gameplay of Dead by Daylight, and as the title tells you, it's me playing as all the killers that I own. Now, I just want to let you know that this isn't like professional gameplay. Um, The survivors I'm playing against most of the time are not professional either. Some of them are pretty bad actually. And because of the rank reset every season or whatever, I get paired up with survivors that don't really play that good. Some of them are, a lot of them are decent or better, but still. So that's just to let you know, this isn't like professional gameplay or anything. I just thought it would be neat for me to play as every killer that I own, except for the nurse because she's just too difficult to play as. So as you can see in the beginning, I make a few mistakes, like mistakes that would not be forgiven in a game of expert survivors. So the commentary in this video, a lot of it is going to be out of context with what's actually going on, because I've noticed that in commentary videos they get a lot more, views, which kind of makes sense. So I have a list of subjects to talk about, and well, yeah, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. So this upcoming chapter, I don't know if it's being revealed next week or if it was revealed today or what. Chapter 20, I believe it is coming out for Dead by Daylight soon. It's the Resident Evil chapter, and well, to be honest with you, I think the new killer is going to be one of the old ones. It's going to be one of the old Resident Evil villains, because that's actually, I need to think of the reason why before I explain. My mouth goes way faster than my brain. But as you can see here in this gameplay, I get really, I'm not having a really good time right now. Yeah, this is so silly. But finally I get her. So anyways, I think the new killer is going to be like what everyone's going to say it is, Nemesis or Mr. X. I am not a Resident Evil fan or expert. I've only watched gameplay of Resident Evil 7 and 8. I've seen a speedrun of Resident Evil 2 remake, so that's certainly something. Anyways, I heard that one of the two killer options that most of the people are talking about, it's either Mr. X or Nemesis. Someone said that like one of either does nothing in the game except for like punching through walls, and that's not really much of a superpower because breakable walls are in Dead by Daylight. So I think the one with more superpower, if you want to call it that, will be added. And if they're going for the newer characters, I think it's going to be one of the vampires, which will be pretty nice to have. Oh no, stop being creepy. Speaking of Resident Evil, I've finished watching a full gameplay video that's like 8 hours long of Resident Evil 8. It was a video by some ordinary gamers that made it, and I think it's pretty good. The whole game is. I'd say that the advertising for the game was a little bit off because the vampires die pretty early in the game, and it's just, I don't know, it's kind of pointless to have the castle as just one part of the game, and after that it's just, oh crap, oh yeah, I forgot, spoilers, sorry. Yeah, spoilers for Resident Evil 7 and 8. But yeah, I'm kind of disappointed that the castle for Resident Evil 8 wasn't used as much. I wish it came in later. The other villains that are in it are pretty interesting. I think a lot of it, it's like even in a lot of the later Resident Evil stuff, I guess. I don't know about the earlier games, but some of the stuff is just kind of far-fetched. Like what was his name? Heisenberg? Oh, there's another fail right there. I think his like superpower with like being magnetic is ridiculous. Like how can a zombie do that, you know? Oh no, stop staring. And just in general, how could you like classify them as the undead if they're acting like normal human beings and such? And I guess it's like a supernatural mold that's, you know, maybe it's become more than just making undead creatures. It's like making actual people and regenerating them and stuff, which is actually kind of cool to think about. But yeah, I think that moon is beautiful too. I think that one boss, the doll, her segment was pretty creepy. It did a good job at setting up the puzzles for the, you know, what happens later. The puzzles were not too hard, and the whole like creepy baby thing chasing after you was really creepy. Like, they did a good job with that part. And as for, oh, I can't remember his name, but he became like the giant swamp monster. He was alright. I don't really have much to say about him. He's a kind of a tragic character. And let's see, Heisenberg. Yeah, the underground section was pretty cool and creepy, I guess. Those machine zombies were pretty interesting. So, yeah. I'll let the Wraith have his part, and then I'll start again. Talking more about Resident Evil 8, I think the Duke is a very interesting character. Like, he has the right amount of charisma, friendliness, and that like creepy tone he has to him. I said the Duke, right? Yeah, sure I did. Yeah, that's the character I'm talking about. And I can't remember Resident Evil 7 that well, or like what all the things that are in it at least. But I think he makes a good salesman for weapons and other stuff. I think the hunting mechanic is okay. I mean, it does kind of make sense to have, you know, animals running around in a deserted, or kind of deserted village. And hunting them and having the Duke cook for you is a kind of unique way of... I think it's a unique way of, you know, restoring your health or upgrading your health, whatever it does. I don't even know what it does, what the unique foods do. Yeah, I don't really pay attention to a lot of stuff, even when I'm, like, enjoying the gameplay I'm watching. In Resident Evil 7, I actually don't really know what the store thing was. Actually, was there even... I don't think there was a store. You just got ammo from, like, stuff lying around. And... yeah, I don't think you bought weapons or anything. It was just... you find them. But I think Resident Evil 7 was good. I don't think, those mold monsters were liked a lot by people. Which, I don't really understand why. I think they're terrifying looking. Sure, they're not that creative, but... I don't know, I still think it's scary. The family members themselves are all... most of them are pretty scary. Yeah, when Evelyn turned out... when that, little girl, Evelyn, or whoever her name is, turned out to be the grandma, I think. I thought that was pretty interesting. Let's see. Yeah, the part where she says, "Why does everyone hate me?" When when Ethan injects that weird syringe or whatever that was into her, and she says that made me wonder if the mold was like had feelings, which is kind of like weird to think about, but this is like some kind of super undead, supernatural mold that's making, you know, that's transforming people into zombies and stuff. And the fact that it says like, "Why does everyone hate me?" might be, you know, it's just acting the way that mold is, that it thinks it's meant to be, and people are trying to get rid of it. It doesn't know why. It just thinks that's the way it is, the way it's supposed to be, and people are trying to stop it. You know, just trying to stop the mold from doing what it's trying to do. Or it might like refer to mold in general, how like nobody really likes it, and it just, everyone tries to get rid of it. That's why it says, why does everyone hate me when when you inject that syringe into Evelyn. I can't even remember that much. Like, I remember that giant like mold monster that comes out and attacks Ethan once, like near the end of the game as the final boss. Apparently that boss fight wasn't very liked. Yeah, I guess I'm talking about Resident Evil 8 too much. I'll just give the final thoughts. I'm kind of sad that the castle wasn't used more. She had it was a nice castle, you know. The vampire mother, whatever you want to call her, her final form was surprising to see. The ending was kind of sweet to see. Mother Miranda revealed as like part of what do I call it? Mother Miranda revealed as that one weird witch-looking lady that appears in the village sometimes, and Ethan talks to her. I thought that was like really cool. I thought that was a really cool reveal. And the fact that like Ethan comes back after death was kind of outlandish, but I still liked it at the same time. And the whole like like before the Mother Miranda boss fight, how you look through all the the documents and papers and notes that are there, and during the doll part, how you see like a picture of Mia's unconscious or dead body, whatever it is. I thought that was creepy and some cool lore tying stuff. Even though I don't know about Resident Evil that much, I still like how lore is like put in there like that. Just to let you know, look how dumb these survivors are acting. They're healing and they should have like looked out for me and started running. Let's see, I kind of have a list of things to talk about. There's no script to this. So, next subject, the disturbing movie Iceberg. There is a YouTuber that I don't think I'll share his name, because anyone who's watching this video, I wouldn't recommend like looking at anything. I wouldn't recommend looking at the disturbing movie Iceberg at all, because the really lower stuff is like really not safe for life stuff. And by not safe for life, I mean like it will scar you for life. Like you should never research this or look at it or watch it or whatever. But anyways, there's a YouTuber that makes reviews of the very bottom tiers, which are they're literal snuff films. They aren't movies, but they're put in the iceberg anyways. And yeah, it's like those films are like the worst that humanity has to offer. Now he doesn't like actually show anything from the films, because like he would be taking off of YouTube if he did that. But the YouTuber that reviews them has a funny personality. He just kind of goes into detail what happens, and they're just, once again, they're just like remixes, like mixtapes of snuff crap happening. And yeah, it's a mixture of stuff. Apparently it's like not illegal. It doesn't have any illegal content, so that's good. I guess depending what country you're from, it would be illegal though. Like most of it is like, you know, people dying, people doing bad things to themselves, even some animal cruelty in there, which is not okay. Yeah, the animal cruelty and the people doing, let's just say, bad things to themselves, that's the crap that really bothers me. Surprisingly though, I've grown more like used to hearing people talk about it. I think it's because of the anxiety medication I've been taking recently. So it's good that helps. Honestly, I think it should be called the disturbing videos iceberg, because like I said, the lower tiers of the iceberg are more, you know, literal just videos. They don't count as movies because there's like no plot. It's just either adult films, if you know what I mean by that, or just, like I said, literal snuff films. But anyways, about the YouTuber who reviews the very low tiers, like the rock bottom tiers. He has a funny personality. He makes jokes about some of the stuff that's on there, and yeah, it makes it more, you know, fun to listen to, because it's not just about the horror of like hearing about someone talking about this horrible thing that's happening. And oh, I'll be right back. It's time for Hillbilly's introduction. Hello, I'm back again. Anyways, like I was saying, hearing someone talk about these, you know, horrible videos, it's not just about the horror about it. I think it's more about, you know, the curiosity of finding out what's happening in them. Well, I guess that's part of the horror, but I think it's also mainly part about the guy's sense of humor itself, because he sometimes makes a joke about certain clips he sees in there, and it's funny. And some of the stuff that makes me uncomfortable, he made like a joke here and there, and it made me less uncomfortable. So that just proves that humor, you know, really helps. At least in most bad situations, you know. But like I said, the YouTuber I watched said that he's gonna make his own iceberg of all of the messed up films that are on there. At least the lower tiers. I don't know how high he's gonna go. Like if he's gonna review all of the adult films, because most of them are in a tier of their own, and like it's probably not worth watching if it's just meant for a certain audience that's into like the worst stuff. I'm not sure though. I don't know. Let's see. Have I talked enough about the disturbing crap on the internet? By the way, the person that reviewed, or not reviewed, but explained the disturbing movie Iceberg was a YouTuber called Wendigoon. I'll feel here. Yeah, Wendigoon is a pretty cool YouTuber. He talks about some disturbing stuff because it's mainly the Iceberg videos he does that contain the disturbing stuff. But he's still safe for work because since he doesn't want to get demonetized, you know, he's very subtle with when he talks about the really bad stuff. So, yeah. Alright, next subject. This is a really good subject next on the list. So, I finally, downloaded Steam onto my computer. One day I just realized, oh hey, I have a desktop. I can download Steam, and I can buy Portal and Portal 2 off of it. So that's what I did. I bought Portal and Portal 2, and I finished Portal 1 so far. And yeah, after the test chambers, I like the puzzles that happen. Well, I like the puzzles beforehand, but it gets quote for quote intense afterwards, after test chamber 19. And I think the Gladys boss fight is nice and all, but I think it's a little bit too easy, to be honest. I've only started playing Portal 2, and it's kind of insane so far. And this is kind of a unpopular opinion, but I actually like GLaDOS's design from Portal 1. Don't get me wrong, I think the design from Portal 2 for her is good as well. But I don't know why people are hating on the first design. Because just the amount of stuff that's on it, like the wires and stuff hanging down, I think it's really nice, because since she's a supercomputer basically, or advanced AI, it's necessary to have like all those parts attached. She looks like an actual like futuristic computer system or thinking machine. I looked up thinking machine on Google Images, and I found this like really cool image where it's like a large black box with a whole bunch of red lights on it. It was like the coolest thing ever. And in one of my Roblox games called Containment Lair, I actually made one. Not trying to bloat or brag or anything, just, you know, you get inspired to make things sometimes. So yeah, I can't wait for Portal 2 to start playing that. And even though I've been filled in on what happens in both games for a long time now, I still have fun playing it. And whenever I do something new and I like enjoy it, sometimes I don't feel as excited as I should be, which is kind of sad. And you just need to enjoy life, live in the moment, all of that good stuff. I'm gonna skip a couple things here and talk about the maple tree I planted. Yay, I planted a maple tree. Yay. I've gotten into landscaping lately. Oh, found you in the locker. I've gotten into landscaping lately. I like planting stuff into the ground. And I bought a small maple tree. It's still a sapling. And I got help and I planted it in the ground. And it made me realize how easy it is to just dig in the ground and change your landscaping into your yard. And yeah, one time I was in Texas and I saw that some people had like gravel as their front yards instead of grass, and I thought that was pretty neat. But anyways, yeah, I have a maple tree planted now. It's I hope it survives and grows. It's hard to tell, but I've been watering like every plant I get lately, and I've been getting a lot of plants lately. Well, some of them are someone else's, but whatever. Also, something that's going on in the world, as you can guess, cicadas are coming out of the ground. Not just some, like every year. These are the black and red-eyed cicadas that are crawling out of the ground, and they are so neat looking. Whenever I see one on the ground, I like to pick them up and hold them in my hand. Yeah, if you can't tell already, I like bugs. And yeah, that I've been seeing cicadas that have like just crawled out of the ground and are trying to crawl onto trees to molt into their adult forms, and I usually like pick them up and help them get on the trees. They're really cute. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I find some bugs to be cute. I wish they were bigger because they'll be easier to handle, and you would be able to see where they're coming from, and it'll be harder for them to go through tight spaces and get into your house. I think a lot of people are afraid of large bugs and would prefer if they were all tiny, but that would just make it more inconvenient, because like pest bugs, they would be, you know, easier to get rid of. Maybe. Now that I'm thinking about it, there would be some inconveniences. But anyways, cicadas are crawling out of the ground. They're cute. I like them. And I noticed that a lot of them are not very good at flying. They're not growing their wings in that well. And I don't know, it's concerning. But yeah, the cicadas are cool. I just know they're gonna be annoying though. Alright, I guess it's time for the next subject. Game development. So yeah, me trying to make a game has not been going well. It's really slow. It's really slow, to be honest. So on Roblox Studio, I've gotten some stuff done. I started a new Scary Random Room network, and then I copied the original Scary Random Room network to start a newer one. I'm going to take assets from the new Scary Random Room network and put it in the other one, the new one. Yeah, it's hard to explain, but oh yeah, do you see that on the screen? Holy crap, did you hear that? The end game sounded like a bell when it slowed down or sped up. They slow it down to make it sound different. But yeah, that's a bell playing. That's definitely a bell. I'm sorry if I'm talking over it, but you can just, look it up. I guess. Oh, voice crack. Not good. Let's see, what was I talking about again? Yeah, game development. So yeah, Scary Random Room Network, Roblox Studio. It'll be done one day. And, this actually reminds me of Ethos Lab, how he, started a lot of, projects in a single-player world. He never finishes them. That's kind of like with me in Roblox Studio and other things. I start something that I never finish. I'm also making 2 other Roblox games. Melon's Dungeon, and, oh, I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's called, Cochineal Sulfide Tower. Melon's Dungeon is kind of finished, but there's a phase 2 that's gonna be, added, which will complete it, kind of. And now it's time for our next intro. As I was saying, yeah, one piece of advice I learned and kind of ignored was to start small, and once you learn the basics, try to build your way up. I don't know that much, but yeah, I am definitely not a scripter yet, not even close. I've learned how to script some things, like a light with a light switch, making openable door that closes too when you click on it. And yeah, just clicking a button that makes a block move or do something, basically. And that's really cool and all, and I'm glad that I learned how to do those things. But the thing is, I don't remember the scripts enough. If you told me to make a script about a opening, closing door, or a light that has a button where you turn it on and off, I wouldn't be able to look at that. I wouldn't I wouldn't be able to make that. That's what I meant to say. I would have to look back at the script that I already typed in from a tutorial that I've seen, and then basically copy it and apply it to a copy and apply it to a new thing. So yeah, the whole learning process is complicated. I'm not learning that much, to be honest. I'm learning more how to use Roblox Studio. I've already know how to use it for a while now. By the way, we are more than halfway done with this video, so yeah, I only got a couple more subjects to talk about. Anyways, the list is nearly complete. I'm just wondering what else I'll talk about in the next video, because there's at least going to be 2 more videos probably after this one, because I'm only about halfway done with this whole video. Like with all the killer footage you see. That's like not even halfway done, but I've have more clips of the different killers, and I would say I'm a little bit over halfway done now. So that's cool, I guess. Oh dear, it's coming to an end. I've started very early May, as you can tell by the date of the date that was shown in the beginning. I've started this project early, and now it's like May, what, 24th, 25th. I've been kind of lacking. I tend to do that a lot. Sometimes I get lazy, and it's not okay. It's not okay. I haven't been using Roblox Studio a lot lately, so that's also not okay. Game development was kind of a passion I was trying to learn, and I was chasing it, but I'm starting to have my doubts. I don't know if I can actually learn that. And in college I was actually learning about it and doing like coding stuff, but when the pandemic started, I didn't have my desktop set up yet, and yeah, it was not fun. It's not good anymore. It's not good. And I'm wondering, will it be easier if I just like made a 2D game instead? I think there's this thing called Game Maker Studio, and of course you have Unity and Unreal Engine, and you have that like RPG Maker thing. But the thing is, if I start that, then I'll just like be abandoning my Roblox stuff. And on the other hand, 2D is probably easier to start with. And like I said, I've been ignoring the advice where you know, you have to start small. You have to learn the basics and build up from there once you learn the basics. Okay, that bill was weird how he did that. Let's see. Oh, here's another weird subject, but I will get back to game development kind of, or the Scary Under Room network. But ice has formed at the bottom of my freezer, and like it got a drawer stuck. So I used a miniature crowbar I have to break some of the ice and get the drawer out of there. And yeah, I bought that miniature crowbar from a Dollar Tree store. Yeah, there's a store called Dollar Tree, in case you didn't know. It's like where $1 stuff is sell its cheap stuff. Still very convenient. But yeah, I used it to break the ice, and that's like the only time I ever used it for something. But yeah, I'm glad I bought it because it was useful one day, you know. And I try not to hoard. I need to try. Yeah, I'm trying not to hoard stuff. Anyways, back to game development. I think the idea of starting 2D is okay, but the thing is, I don't like downloading random stuff off the internet. Well, I guess random is a harsh word to use. If it's like a trusted source, I guess it's okay, but still, it can impact your computer. I don't know how it does, it just does. And I don't know which one to use. Should I use Game Maker Studio, RPG Maker, whatever that thing is called? I don't even know what it's called. Should I use Unity or Unreal Engine? It kind of depends, like what coding language you're accustomed to. But I don't know, man. Um, I just sometimes I feel like I should give up on game development and start something new because I'm not going to get anywhere in life if I learn extremely slowly about game development and never do anything. Sometimes I feel like I'm never going to accomplish, or create the games I want to make. And the thing about Roblox is that the whole creation of the games on there, I feel like it's kind of just like a warm-up. And after like I'm done with those, one day I'll download Unity on my desktop, and that's where the real progress will be made. Like one day I just want there to be a scary random room network game, like a legitimate one that you can buy off of Steam or whatever. And I, I just want to be a successful game developer. Um, I was inspired by Scott Cawthon, but I was also inspired by a person who made a Five Nights at Freddy's fan game called Jonachrome. I would say that he kind of primarily inspired the creation of the Scary Random Room Network because it started as a Five Nights at Freddy's map. And yeah. But of course, it's not just a Five Nights at Freddy's map anymore. It's evolved beyond that for a long while now. And speaking of the SRRN, or Scary Random Room Network, I'm making a new one in Minecraft. If you didn't remember the picture in the beginning, it's a new world. I actually went into the older version of Minecraft on PS4 just so I can get the world right, because I wanted to be like a super flat world, but it had like, stone and stuff like underground, so that I can make a basement and stuff, because on Bedrock Edition, if you make a super flat world, you can't really customize it. You just get like the normal 3-block tall grass and bedrock underneath, and it sucks. So I went into the old version of Minecraft just to create that specific type of super flat world. And yeah, this new Scary Random Room Network is going to kind of be like a adventure map, kind of. I want it to be... It's supposed to be a survival horror game where you go into these rooms and halls, you run from monsters, and the objectives are kind of mixed. Like, very early on, I've thought about it just being like a whole bunch of white hallways, right? And you go through the hallways, you do something with pipes, like activating them or whatever, and that was basically it. And you have like a safe room to hide in, which is your guest room where you like sleep and stuff, because you have to stay there until you complete the game. And then oh gosh, I'm spoiling it. But at the end, the purple shadows is like, okay, you've won, I'll let you go now. And that's basically a plot summary of it. And I'll get to the end of this, because after this hag, the doctor has his intro, and that'll be the last killer for this video. Yeah, my ideas have changed a lot over the years of what the Scary Random Room Network should be. And the thing is, I think the whole rooms and halls existed first because of the Five Nights at Freddy's map thing. But then I thought of the white hallways, and then like there's the rooms inside or whatever. Was like, I thought of that later as like a its own horror game that's like unique. And yeah, it's like, no, that needs to be combined. That's like, you know, two ideas. Those are they're kind of the same thing almost. Well, the maps are, at least. I don't know if I said this earlier, but I was inspired by John O'Crome and Scott Cawthon, the creator of, Scott Cawthon is the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's. John O'Crome is the creator of, One Night at Flumpty's, basically a cartoony version of Five Nights at Freddy's. And it's like this cartoon horror, or this comedy horror, that I really like. And it inspired the Scary Random Room Network. But basically, what was I talking about earlier? Oh gosh, I forgot. But yes, I finally urged up the courage to make a new one and start over. I don't really like making new things. I like to hold on to the old things. Like with the whole Roblox thing, I was making a new, like a entirely new thing from scratch, kind of. But I decided to take the SRN as it is and just add on to it. And just have like a copy of it that's old. But yeah, I've kind of accepted the fact that new things aren't always bad. And sometimes you just have to start new. And yeah. So, the new Scary Random Room Network is being built differently. Things are, the main 10 or 11 rooms. Do you see how that Claudette was moving, by the way? That was weird. The main rooms are bigger and different in shape. They're not just going to be, you know, like all rectangular or square looking. I'm trying to make it more interesting. There's going to be a second floor to go up onto. The basement is going to be like the white hallways. And then there's going to be like a cavern underneath, I guess. That'll be cool. It's a big plan. It's a big plan that I have. And I guess when I was making the first one in the Minecraft world and in Roblox, I just did whatever came to mind. And that's not always a bad thing, but I think it was a bad thing this time. Because if you're making a game where like objectives are here and this is there, you have to like plan out where everything goes and stuff. I hope the survivor screaming doesn't interfere with my commentary. Speaking of the Scary Random Room Network, don't worry guys, I'm almost done talking about it. I recently started writing a story about it in my composition book. It's basically what my first idea of the Scary Random Room Network being, what it's about, who is kidnapped and forced to play the games there, who runs the whole show. Well, the Purple Shadows is like an entity that I made up, like a mysterious otherworldly thing that controls or makes the Scary Random Room Network. And no, this isn't supposed to be a copy of Dead by Daylight. It's just it just happens to be a similar idea. I thought about this back in 2015, and well, the ideas kind of shifted together and formed new stuff from there. But yeah, I wasn't trying to copy Dead by Daylight because I discovered it in like 2016 or 2017. And yeah, I've been writing in a composition book, and it's basically just in case that my game development passion doesn't happen and I have to like take a different hobby or job, or I guess career. And yeah, you never expect what kind of job you're gonna get if you're still in college and trying to figure out what you want to do, what you want to be. And I used to be against the idea of being a writer, and I've been, this is kind of embarrassing, I'm pretty sure I already posted about this. I actually posted a couple Minecraft creepypastas starting from like 2018 up until 2020 maybe. And yeah, I made the Rip Hollow creepypasta and the Metallic Leaves one, which is like the sequel to it, and then Rip Hollow 3. But yeah, I like doing a lot of different things, if you couldn't tell. Like creating stuff and writing stuff. Yeah, creepypastas kind of started my writing hobby that I barely ever do. But yeah, I'm writing a story about the Scary Random Room Network in a book, a composition book, and if I ever become a writer, I'll have that to reference, and I can kind of remake it or get a publisher's help to get it in libraries or whatever. I just want to, create something that's at least decent and just have it out there so it's like a property that I own. I'm scared that the idea will be stolen if I wait too long. That's like one of my biggest concerns about that. The whole ideas I have. And the video is coming to an end very soon, so I'll wrap it up here. We have one final subject on the list here oh, another voice cracked. On the list of things to talk about here, one final thing. So the grocery store that I go to actually has slave-free chocolate. On the wrapper or container, I guess, it has a symbol on the top left or somewhere at the top. It's like a blue and green thing, and it says fair trade. And I'm pretty sure that means it's like ethical chocolate, so it's not made from slave labor. Oh gosh, dang it, another voice crack. But the point is, it's not made from cocoa beans that were harvested by slaves. That's basically the premise. So it's good that it's not, it's good that the companies that made that specific chocolate gets their cocoa from that, and it's cheaper too from buying it online. Sorry, Tony's Chocolonely, but you're too expensive. And the video's about to come to an end. I'll see you again another time. Bye.